Hello and welcome back to Infinite E, where the entertainment is limitless.
Ooh,
Today we'll be talking about King Kong versus Godzilla.
bars, bars. I love that intro. Where the
Thank
entertainment is
you.
limitless. Bars.
Uh, it is though, it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yes, today we have our guest Mark, all the way from America.
Yes, what's
How
up,
are you, Mark?
everybody? I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, you guys can definitely tell by the accent. I am definitely from America, New York to be exact. So here I am, here to be a guest on this wonderful podcast, and yeah, I'm
Thank you.
excited.
Thank you. And so yes, today we got Mark to talk about Godzilla versus Kong. And so I'm assuming you have seen the trailers.
I have, definitely have.
So what do you think? What do you think's gonna go down? Other
You
than, of
know,
course, them two fighting.
I've been excited for a long time because I remember hearing speculation that the reason why in Kong Skull Island, the reason why they made him so much taller than they did in Peter Jackson's King Kong was because there was speculation that there was going to be Godzilla versus Kong. So, and then they did the after credit scene. I don't know if you remember an after credit scene
Mhm.
in Kong Skull Island. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's true. All the speculation is true. And then nothing happened after a while. And then this trailer came out, and I was like, yes, finally it's happening. And so I'm excited. Based on the trailer, it definitely seems like there's going to be more of a focus on the monsters. So I'm a little
Mhm.
worried about the I guess the character, the lack of character development. Not I know that's not the biggest thing if people want to see the monsters fight, but I just don't want it to be solely like seeing fight scene after fight scene because then that could get a little draining. So for a movie this
True.
big, I want to see them do a little more with it. But I'm excited.
True, true. But then from the trailers we've seen that it sounds like they need Kong because Zilla is being either, I don't know, he's gone rogue. It's what it seems because
Yeah, yeah,
normally
yeah.
Godzilla does help out humans and helps out um, fight and protect them. But
hmm Yeah, it does seem like
yeah,
that, and they're a little they're kind of like a little confused. They're like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" So that I have like faith in that because it's like there's a reason for it. So it's not just like them two are like just fighting each other just because. So then there could be a little more, I guess, more detective work and like investigation as to like why this is happening. And there's probably like some people or some humans behind it, which would probably help out with the human development part that I was worrying about.
hmm,
But yeah, that part is really interesting too, and that how they're literally using it's weird because now it's like reverse roles. Now they're using King Kong the way they were like using Godzilla in the first one. They were like using him to
mm.
like attack the creatures that was gonna harm humans, and now it's like, oh, now Godzilla's that person. All right, Kong. Now we're using you. Go out there.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting because now, in a way, since everyone or almost all movie franchise are doing universe for their franchises,
Mm-hmm.
this one I don't know if you know what's the name, what the verse name is called, but it's called the MonsterVerse.
So
So,
what other monsters are they trying to include in here, man?
it's basically just Kong and Zilla for now,
For now.
but yeah, like cause Godzilla has two movies in the franchise, King
Mm-hmm.
Kong has one, and then now they have a combined. So they were already like back in the like 2 3 years ago. I don't know even how long, but they were planning a Kong versus Godzilla thing for a while
Yeah, yeah, they
because,
were. Mm-hmm.
hmm um, yeah, because they were thinking that why not go for it, because like they have both the properties and they can then add them there and go for it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I hope that they kind of expand it because it's kind of cool, like not just seeing it in the superhero universe. How they're kind of like expanding it outwards now, because now it just leaves more room for creativity, and who knows what else they could do inside this inside this universe. So they're putting out there now, and then hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But what if it does? I think that's the
Um,
exciting part.
true, true. But it seems like the way it's going, it seems like it is working out well
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
everyone is pretty hyped. And to be honest, I wasn't even expecting it to be released like now, like around
Mm,
this in March actually. I was hoping that I thought it was a bit like, far down the way kind of a project, but like the trailers just came out of the blue and like
mhm.
they're just like, oh, here we are, and we're gonna be out on digital and in cinemas for some countries,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Would you rather that? Do you rather like a trailer that you're expecting to like come out of nowhere, or would you rather like to like anticipate it for a certain period of time and then like um you're expecting it to come out, or would you rather be like surprised by a trailer that you're expecting?
Mm, I would be surprised. Yeah, I would rather have a surprise trailer than be expecting something.
So
Yeah.
you were happy about the way they went about this one then?
Yeah, yeah, actually, because it wasn't in my radar for myself.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the back of my head that I knew that this combination was gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't like, oh no, I'm gonna research more, check it out more.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
then, yeah, this just came out of the blue for me. It was like, bam, right there, and I was like, oof, okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Did you how did I know you asked me, but how did you feel about the trailer personally?
Personally, dude, a lot of details, man. I was like, I think personally, I watched the trailer at least three, 4 times,
Mm-hmm.
to get everything in. Like the first time to soak it in, second time to understand what's happening and all. And so, yeah, like, personally, what I think is that they did kind of reveal a bit too much, but
Mm.
not too much at the same time,
What part
because
are you talking about specifically? Like when they're bringing Kong by
um they
boat? How
brought
did they bring him over again? It was by boat, right, or something
it
like
was
that.
by boat, yes.
Yeah.
And the reason of them bringing over is that, oh no, Godzilla has gone rogue. We need something that's as powerful as Godzilla to, defeat Kong. I mean, sorry. We need something as
Right.
powerful
I thought it
as
was Kong.
Godzilla,
Yeah.
so we
So
can
powerful
beget
Godzilla to
Kong.
defeat Godzilla.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, yes, as you said, and so I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then I was the other part that was revealing was the that they need a weapon, right? A secret weapon other than King Kong to defeat Godzilla. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's the weapon that King Kong was holding. It's the one
Mm-hmm.
that looks like basically Stormbringer from Marvel, but it's actually just Godzilla's what you call scale on a,
Mm-hmm.
like like a, what you call, on the wood. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, as if it's an axe, yeah, but it's made of
Now,
Godzilla's scale.
got you. Now, question, because I know there were, obviously previous reiterations of both Kong and Godzilla. So, was that something in one of those previous iterations, or is that something new?
I think it's something new. I'm not sure, to be honest, because I've not seen much of the old ones when, like the old Japanese versions of the films.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but
Because I know like
yeah.
Mothra, like in
Mhm.
the previous Godzilla, obviously that was a reoccurring character from like a previous iteration. So I was like, just wondering if that what we saw that secret weapon, if that was also like something that was from before.
Mm. But I think Legendary came up with it on their own. So
Okay.
I think so. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think that they came up for their own, and I mean, it was pretty cool. Like it did look like it was, Godzilla's scale that he takes out as a shark when he's swimming out in water. So it did
Yeah.
look like that scale, or that fin, or what do you want to call it? But yeah, so yeah, I think it's their own version of it, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty cool. Like how when Zilla does his breath attack or his flamethrower attack or whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
call it, Kong deflects it, or like it's like, how in anime when someone just Kamehameha, and then there's a guy just like
Yeah,
walking through
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and like it's like deflecting.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
that scale helped him deflect.
yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of like them coming up with like their own things, when it comes to like movies like that, or even like comic book movies, do you like when they stay true to like either previous iterations or like the comics, or do you like when they kind of take liberties and do their own thing, like you know?
Um, I would say for me it would be I'm more of the little small Easter egg kind of a guy. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the smaller the small details, the better, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Cause you won't expect them sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't know in that universe for example, but like um yeah, for me it would be just morely the small details. So whatever small details that's been like go or like whatever details that they take from like the old iterations as you were saying and they add it into this one, right? This and they're like just small tiny details that you don't expect the first time to see, but then
Yeah,
when you see it then and then when I see it the second time I mean then it has more meaningful it has a
yeah.
meaningful meaning behind it then yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. As opposed to like if it's just in your face, because I like the new things that they do too. Because you want to see something new, especially with this new technology and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have so much more creative licenses to pull off something that we haven't seen before. But if they do like show a little bit of nostalgia, like in a small way, like that's also like really cool because it's like, oh man, I remember that. That was cool, but you don't want it to be all in your face because then it's like, okay, we've seen this before. You guys could do so much more. So
Exactly,
I agree
yeah.
exactly with what you said. That's
So
like a
you're the
little bit's
same as
just fine.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, and it's pretty cool. Like they're fighting in like a cyberpunky version of Hong Kong. Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
final
yeah.
battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like in a cyberpunk version of Hong Kong. Even though like they got the whole LED lights lit up as if it was like cyberpunk and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
they're
the
just
visuals look
battling it
great.
out.
The visuals
Yeah,
look great on the
they do.
trailer.
They do. And I don't know if you knew this, but both Kong and Zilla are motion captured.
Oh,
So
who is no, what's his name didn't do it. Did
no, no, no.
Andy Serkis did he do Kong? No, he did the
No.
first Kong
He
with
did the
Peter
Peter
Jackson.
Jackson Kong, yes.
So he
The
didn't do
3 hour
either of
Peter
them.
Jackson Kong,
Do
yeah.
you know who's
No,
in the motion
sadly I
capture?
forgot. I forgot though. But
Uh, I like that better too because it gives it a more real look as opposed to if it's all CGI. You know what I mean?
mhm.
100% in
Yes.
my opinion makes it
Mhm.
more real, gives it a more real look.
True. Back to the story about like back to the story of the like story as in the main story of what we think. Do you
Yeah,
think there's someone controlling Godzilla, or do you think Godzilla just goes rogue out of the
I don't
blue?
think he just went rogue. I think it, like I said before, I think it has something to do with like uh, that's one of the human storylines. I feel like they definitely have
Oh, okay.
an impact on that, and that's kind of what's gonna get us more, in my opinion, um, give us a more deep dive into the characters and like the character development, just to have us like somewhat care about them, and because obviously the protagonist, the human protagonist, need to have something to do. So I feel like that's going to be their job, trying to stop whoever is doing this to Godzilla.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that's going to be hopefully it's going to be like a cool little subplot um,
Okay.
to I guess distract us from Godzilla and Kong going at each other, at least momentarily.
Okay. And apparently, because what I thought it was gonna be, it's either a human for sure,
Mm,
or it's gonna be another monster that they haven't introduced yet from the Toho universe, basically. From
mm.
like the whole Toho license that they have. So I think it could be another monster. I mean, I don't mind seeing another, um, like a Ghidorah kind of a guy, comes in and
Mm,
just, controls Godzilla. But I think since they've done it already in the second one, the second Godzilla 2, how King Ghidorah takes over all the other monsters
mm.
and has them, wreak havoc. So I think, yeah, it could be a human plot. as you were saying.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the humans taking him over.
But so you think that maybe it could be a Batman v Superman situation when they're fighting each other, and then Doomsday comes out, and now Godzilla and Kong are both fighting that same monster type of thing.
I mean, I did think of it for a second right now, but then I then again thought that, dude, the poster said one shall rise. So
Mm.
something like that is what the poster said, like one shall rise.
Hey, if that is something that does happen, they did it better in this trailer than they did in the Batman v Superman trailer when they
Mm.
exposed Doomsday coming out at the end, and then they all
True.
got together. I'm like, that trailer, they just told the whole story, man, all at once. So if that happens in this movie, at least the trailers did a good job of hiding it,
True.
because that we do
But
not know yet.
yeah, what do you think about them saying one shall rise? Like one shall stand or one shall
See,
rise. I
now
forgot what it was.
me personally, I thought they were saying that, at the end of this movie, one of them is going to die. So only it's going to be
Same.
one of them rising. Um, but both fan wise and I guess studio wise in terms of making money, I feel like that probably won't be the case because if they want to make more of these, then I could see them definitely having both of them stay alive to have them obviously not in movies together maybe, but other future movies of them alone. So if
Hmm.
one of them dies and that can't happen, for a studio's perspective, they would kind of be losing out on money, and maybe from audience perspective, they'd be kind of upset too because they wouldn't have the characters they love so much to be in future movies. So it could be your idea now that I think about it.
Yeah, I was thinking so. So yeah. Well, is there any other last questions, details, or anything you wanna talk over?
Um, let's see. Well, I'm kind of just remind me again
Mm-hmm.
um of how Kong ended because I know they're in the trailer they're bringing him back from the boat. So I'm trying to think of like where they found him for them to be doing that anyway.
Found him at, I wouldn't just be on his island that they found him,
Mm-hmm.
or so like I think they found the way back to go to Skull Island.
Mm.
Oh shit, yeah. I kind of don't remember. Dude,
How
I think I
how
might have to
he
recheck. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta check how how they handled Kong in the end of that because I remember he obviously defeated the one of those weird looking like kind of dinosaur skeleton
Lizards.
looking monsters. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I don't remember how he ended up, so that'd be interesting to see like why they how they heard about that, how they came there, and how they brought him back and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just like one of my lasting thoughts.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah. Well,
but I like
then.
that because it's like it brings a lot of curiosity that we don't know yet that we'll have to kind of speculate as it goes along, and then it leaves us with more surprises as an audience member when we actually
True.
see the movie as opposed to kind of knowing what's going to happen before it happens.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. I think maybe we should watch the old Kong versus Zilla movie, and
Yeah.
then see how what Easter eggs they pick up from there, and then add
Hmm.
on to the new version. Yeah.
Yeah, especially before the movie comes out. That's always
Yeah.
good to like rewatch before you watch any sequel to rewatch the previous movie before, just so you're caught up and you're like,
Very
wait,
true.
how did this happen again? You know.
That's very true. Yeah, and maybe also watch Kong again, I guess, because we did forget. Um, we do forget. We did. I mean, I do. I forgot what happened towards the end or how they wrapped up Kong.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and it wouldn't hurt. You know, entertaining
True.
movies still.
They are pretty good movies. Yeah, like compared to they've come a long way with the not the anime, but the CGI. Yes, they've come a long way with the CGI, and they've come a long way with the storytelling for these movies as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, respect to Peter Jackson. At least this one's not like 3 hours long, and it doesn't take 1 hour to get to
No,
Skull
no.
Island.
I know people like complain about that, but I do think like when they did get to Skull Island, the movie like picked up tremendously.
True.
Like when they
Very
were there,
true.
I really loved the movie from that point on. Like
Mhm.
in my opinion, and for that time, like it was in '05. I think
Yes.
the CGI was really good for that time period.
I
It
mean, they
ages very
had,
well.
and plus they had the great Andy Serkis to
Yeah,
help
yeah.
them with motion capture.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he doesn't play every fictional creature,
I think he does.
except in this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. True, true. But
Yeah.
he's everywhere from Snoke to Gollum.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Talented man.
Well, okay, we'll leave it at that then.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Mark, for coming over.
of course, and thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for allowing me to share my insight.